Hello everyone, welcome to my story lab. My name is Amber and today we are getting into episode 3 of The Fall of the House of Usher. This one will be based on the murders in the Rue Morgue, which honestly is a favorite of mine. It's a very interesting story. The first episode was called A Midnight Dreary, which of course was based on The Raven, as that's one of the first lines of The Raven. And then the second one was The Mask of the Red Death. And now we're getting into Murders in Rue Morgue. So before we do get started, I'm just going to recap what I remember of this story. Rue Morgue was the first Poe story that featured C. Augustin Dupin, who was a detective of his time, and I'll talk a bit more about him, about his creation and what he meant to the literary world a little later. The story itself, Dupin and a friend of his live in this dilapidated mansion, and they are reading the newspaper when they come across a story of 2 women who have been killed on Rue Morgue. Now, my understanding is Rue is road or street in French, and morgue is basically morgue. So I think he was going for Street of the Dead or Road of the Dead or something like that. So the story that they are reading in the newspaper says that 2 women were killed in their home. One was found out in the yard with several broken bones and her head almost cut off, almost completely cut off. And the daughter, Camille, was strangled to death and shoved upside down up the chimney. If I even remember correctly, it took several men to be able to even pull her out. And even the mom, this is so gruesome and I'm really sorry, but when the police went to move the mom's body, I can't remember her name. It was a very, very French name, and I know I'm gonna butcher it. When they went to move her body, I think her head fell off, if I remember correctly, which was crazy. Very gruesome, very gruesomely written, but that's Poe. So Dupin was very interested. He was friends with one of the police people, and he said, hey, I want to check this out. I'm interested. And apparently that was all you needed back then. And so he went to go check out the scene. Some interesting things that he found was a bloody straight razor and some tufts of hair, which he thought was very strange. And there were also some bags of gold coins. A banker had dropped off those gold coins either earlier that day or the day before, or maybe a couple days before. And because of that, he was everybody's first suspect. Dupin almost immediately was like, it's absolutely not him. There's no way. Somebody would need super strength to be able to put Camille up the chimney the way someone did. Something else was that several witnesses in the area said that they heard 2 male voices, one speaking French, and the other one, they really could not pinpoint what language that person was speaking. It sounded very much like gibberish to everyone, which Dupin immediately clocked. Dupin does some of his analytical stuff. He surmises that it wasn't a person at all who was speaking. He says he thinks somebody climbed the wall outside. When they go out to investigate, they find more tufts of hair, and it's at that point that he says, I think it was an orangutan. So with this theory, goes out and puts out an advertisement saying, hey, has anybody lost an orangutan? Like you do. And a sailor does come forward saying that he will give a reward if he can get his orangutan back. So when he talks to the sailor admits that he had caught this orangutan when he was overseas and was going to sell him when he came back. Ew. But he had a hard time keeping the orangutan under control. One day, the orangutan was imitating the sailor in trying to shave with a straight razor. He was startled by the sailor, and the orangutan ran off with the straight razor. He ends up in the home of Camille and her mom, and my remembering was the orangutan tried to imitate a barber and was trying to shave the mom, I think. The mom screamed, which startled the orangutan, and that's when he basically cut her throat and then beat her a bunch. And then he strangled Camille. The sailor ended up finding him which were the two voices that the witnesses heard. It was the sailor speaking French and the orangutan doing its thing. And I remember it was at that point that the orangutan threw the mom's body out into the yard and shoved Camille up the chimney. But the end of the story, I don't even think the sailor really got much punishment, if any. I just remember that he ended up selling the orangutan, and that was kind of the end of it. But some of the most interesting things about this story is the influence this story had later on. It basically changed the literary world forever. This is kind of coined as one of the first, if not the first, like detective story. Many mystery stories before that didn't really follow a detective necessarily. This was one of the first ones where we actually follow a detective, especially a detective who's not part of the police force. This also started a lot of tropes that comes with a lot of detective stories these days, or at least, definitely back then, including the locked door mystery, the first person narration by a close friend, the police force being more of like a bumbling idiot type police force, the detective being crazy but genius, which I'm sure you can imagine sounds very much like Sherlock Holmes. Rue Morgue was written in the 1840s and Sherlock was written in the 1880s. Conan Doyle took a lot of influence from Dupin. He also took a lot of influence from his mentor, Dr. Bell. Conan Doyle was a doctor, and when his practice was not doing very well that he started writing. And he wrote Sherlock Holmes, and he based Sherlock Holmes off of his mentor, who was able to, deduce his patients' occupations, lifestyles, just by looking at them. And so he based Sherlock off of him as well as from Dupin. And of course, Hercule Poirot by Agatha Christie was based directly on Sherlock as well, both of which have that first-person narration from a very close friend. Both of them do a lot of locked room mysteries. A lot of, they both have that eccentric genius detective. The police force are kind of seen as more bumbling. But anyway, Poe received a lot of acclaim for this story, even when it first came out, which I'm sure Griswold probably absolutely hated. But, he did, it really was a fantastic story. So that is what I remember of Rue Morgue. I'm interested to see how we get into it. If I'm not mistaken, Victorine is the one who is working with the chimps, and Camille seems to really have it out for Victorine. She really wants to try to bring down Victorine, wants to find some juicy information to really try and drag her down. So, oh God, are we gonna have to see Camille I like Camille. She's nobody in this family are good people, but Camille's kind of cool. She's pretty badass. So it'll be, I hope we don't have to see her shoved up a chimney. I can't even imagine. Anyway, so we're going to go ahead and get started with episode 3.
Don't touch anything.
Thank you, Sergeant.
Look, hey,
Sergeant!
I don't know how, but apparently he's clear. Don't touch anything!
I wouldn't want to touch anything. Oh, I can only imagine the smell. I can only imagine the smell. Oof. What's crazy is he came prepared too. He's wearing like rain boots and rubber gloves. Like, what is he looking for? Oh. Oh, that's Perry. Wow. Just looking for his phone and shit. Just gonna take this and be on my way. Wow. Okay.
We got him, sir.
Is that the wife? Oh God, is she still alive? Was that the? Oh God.
See, he tied into tanks on the roof, but they weren't there to hold fresh water. We repurposed them when we closed the lab, just tucked some unfortunate material away to avoid the EPA fines. The idea was we'd come back for it when no one was looking and dump it. Just medical byproduct, highly acidic from a less than legal development process.
Oh.
Absolutely in violation of multiple environmental regulations, but we had to keep it. We couldn't ship it out because it was so corrosive and we shouldn't have had it at all. And the fines would have come with charges. So it was bad. And my son would have understood this if he'd paid a minute's attention to the family business, but no.
Yeah, no. Let's blame this on your son. I mean, to be fair, the Perry was pretty stupid. But yeah, let's completely blame it on him. Absolutely. Completely his fault, not your fault at all.
A horrible accident.
Except for one thing. There's one thing in there that doesn't jive with the horrible, tragic accident story.
So you caught that, did you?
The wait staff.
You said the wait staff left the building, all of them?
Could be a smoke break, but that's the question. Why'd they all leave at the same time just
Right.
before?
They knew. They knew.
Then someone set this up.
We say it was an underground party. It was thrown by someone else.
There's a few felons on the guest list.
Thrown by someone else. Prospero's name is spray painted on the building. His app is called Prospero. Are you kidding?
Where the hell have you been?
What
It
happened?
was an accident, just a terrible accident. Your brother's dead. Did you hear me? Your brother is dead.
Yeah, dead Perry, got it.
We need to talk, Freddie.
What the happened? Where was she? What is happening?
We need to talk because when people ask, there are some things you absolutely cannot say.
That's terrible.
Yes, it is.
Oh, it makes everything worse at once. The investigations, the lawsuits. Fucking trial, it all gets juiced.
Say, Camille, our brother just died.
Half-brother.
How come you didn't know about the party?
What?
Don't play coy. Knowing stuff is your bread and butter, and Perry throws an underground party at a condemned Fortunato building, and you didn't know about it?
No, he didn't invite his sister to the orgy.
Just his sister-in-law?
Yeah, I have no idea how I'm going to keep that down. If the hospital doesn't leak it, they're definitely going to leak it. Somebody will notice that Morella Usher doesn't have skin anymore.
Morella. Oh, I've been thinking that they must have said her name at some point, and I just hadn't caught it. Morella. There's a story called Morella, and like I can think of some of the story, but I don't want to mention it until I can remember everything. But I will write it down. Morella.
Perry Usher died horribly last night in a preventable accident. That's public sympathy. We're going to have something we haven't had in 3 years. It's public sympathy.
Okay.
We'll turn him into JFK Jr. We can get GQ, Us Weekly, USA Today, get his face on the checkout aisles of the grocery store, get his old friends telling their best stories like, hey, remember that time that Perry drove a college friend to rehab? Or no, remember when he financed those village schools in India and Africa?
No.
Yeah, that's why we have a charity wink, dummy, so you can paste someone's face on it. We remember that he did it, so he did it. He was very Paul Newman about his charity work when he was alive, but now that he's gone, we can sing about it. But any attack on us while we're grieving is an attack on him.
What else?
We'll do profiles on Dad and you and the siblings, because they're gonna carry on the charity work in his name. They're picking up the torch, pics of us at the grave, but just long enough to say, hey, no pictures, please. The Usher family feels lost just like anybody else. People are losing loved ones to opioids. We know what loss is. We grieve with you, so you grieve with us. But public sympathy is a finite resource, and we can't let a man like Arthur Pym waste a precious, limited resource like that. We have a week. Seconds count. I am running out of time. I've wasted too much time already.
Okay.
You're up.
It's things like that that make me not want to believe anything that's said on the news, anything that's written in the newspaper. It makes me not want to believe just anything. Because it's so easy to twist a story just enough to make everybody feel the way they want them to feel. That is nuts. But I bet you every single major corporation does that every single day. Honestly, it's a little terrifying. It's a little horrifying.
You don't need 8 months to take a building down. You need a few $1,000 and somebody who will do the job. You're supposed to take the building down.
The permits.
If you had done what I said, just got the Jersey boys to take the building down,
Can we talk about this somewhere else?
You did this.
Wow. Everybody but him. He's literally saying, your wife's condition is your fault because you didn't take care of the mess that we made. Jesus Christ.
Usher's death is a tragedy. I was just saying that doesn't mitigate the pain and sorrow the Ushers have caused while at the helm of Fortunato Industries. In the past year, nearly 50,000 people have died from overdosing on Fortunato painkillers, and justice must be served.
Are you saying that Prospero Usher's death is justice?
There it is.
No, of course not.
Then what comparison are you making between accidental overdoses and last night's tragic events?
And that is why I love Fox. Send the prosecutor an edible arrangement. He just bought us a couple more days of goodwill.
Do you actually want me to send him an edible arrangement? I can't tell.
Toby, damn it. Everybody knows that edible arrangements are what you send to people you hate. So yes.
I would love an edible arrangement. Are you kidding? You know, and it's funny. I've heard that before. Why is an edible arrangement something you send to someone you hate? I would love an edible arrangement. I've sent edible arrangements to my mom. She loved him. At least she said she loved him.
What you say?
All right, well.
What you get on Victorine, the only thing that saves this family is publicly executing the informant.
The problem is with the livestock count.
What do you mean?
I mean, the numbers don't work. There's animals missing.
Go on.
So the numbers seem to track when an animal death is reported during a trial, but when the animal is supposed to have survived a procedure.
The inventory dumps a day or two later. One less monkey on the grounds, no explanation, no report, no adjustment addendum. The rumor is that she swaps them out. A chimpanzee dies on the table. Rumor is she pulls another, shaves its chest, makes an identical incision.
Oh, God.
Even stitches it up.
And claims that the animal survived.
That's tough. She'd have to get rid of the other one.
And retrieve the tech.
Which is tough to do because there are cameras and personnel.
The rumor is that she cuts them up after hours and carries them out in pieces. There's been some jokes about her lining the inside of her Birkin bag with plastic and taking the pieces to an incinerator.
Wow. Okay. Okay.
There's a balance there. It's an unfortunate balance, but it is a balance.
I'm sorry.
Was that Verna? Is that Verna? She looks weird. Is that Verna? She looks different. Why does she look different?
Watch where I'm going.
You think?
I'm all turned around. I was supposed to give this to the receptionist, but she's gone and I can't find anybody.
Look, you can just leave it at the receptionist's desk.
I would, but it's got all my information. I don't care who knows about my heart issues, but I'd hate for them to see my social security number.
Verna is baiting Victorine, isn't she? She's dangling a carrot that she knows Victorine can't resist. Kind of like what she did with Perry. She knew Perry wouldn't be able to resist a mysterious hot chick, and now she knows that Victorine can't ignore this.
You all right?
I have irregular heartbeats. I get tired easily.
Well, I can take this. You go sit down.
You work here?
Yeah, I work with Dr. Ruiz.
Oh. How wonderful.
Have a seat.
She's gonna look at her files and it's gonna be perfect, isn't it? The perfect specimen. She's taking pictures of her shit. Wow. It's not invasive at all.
Who's this perfect like you?
Oh, okay. Whew.
Easy, Tiger. I was getting too down. This will even me out. I know what I'm doing.
Did you know that Tammy and Froderick call us the bastards? You, me, and Perry?
Ira Vic.
Oh, Vic.
Why do you hate Vic so much?
They do, though. They call us the bastards. He was just so little when he showed up, Perry.
He was 16 when he found out.
16.
Rags to riches.
He was just a teenager. No wonder he was f***ed up. You start thinking any of this is reality, you'll just slip into the abyss.
You speak for yourself. I stayed out of that.
No, that's bullshit.
Bullshit what? I'm not part of the whole Usher farmer bollocks. Like, I make video games, you know?
You don't make video games. You give money to people who make video games. We don't make shit. Froderick is this Roderick Usher cover band, and he's playing the hits, but it's sort of off key. And Tammy is basically just goop with like a big golden bug sticker on it. And it's not even her face on the product. It's built the fitness clown. And then Vic's heart mesh isn't even her heart mesh. It's the surgeon's heart mesh. That's why she's the surgeon. And you're like this amazing, I don't know, like Xbox Gatsby. And
well,
I just spin.
Wow.
Dad decided that I belong in a room of smoke and mirrors, and I'm like a ceiling fan, and I spin and I spin and I spin, and I don't go anywhere. Ushers don't make stuff.
Wow.
None of us.
Okay, I'm still stuck on Xbox Gatsby.
Oh,
It's never.
You got a cat?
She's mine.
I'm still dreading that episode, and I think that one's next. I'm gonna try not to think about it. I'm gonna be hugging Casper a lot that episode. I can already tell.
yeah, having a little party. Take the mind of things. It's what Perry would have wanted.
Yes, that's my cue to go.
Wow.
Hey, you want to stay? It's nothing huge. Just a few friends, some top shelf shit, designer stuff.
Please be careful. I'll move the mags till the afternoon.
Hey, I invented careful.
One thing I tried to teach them, the art of the pivot. When life hands you lemons.
Make lemonade.
No. First, you roll out a multimedia campaign to convince people lemons are incredibly scarce, which only works if you stockpile lemons, control the supply, then a media blitz. Lemons are the only way to say I love you, the must-have accessory for engagements or anniversaries. Roses are out, lemons are in, billboards that say she won't have sex with you unless you've got lemons. You cut De Beers in on it, limited edition lemon bracelets, yellow diamonds called lemon drops. You get Apple to call their new operating system OS Lemon. Little accent over the O. You charge 40% more for organic lemons, 50% more for conflict-free lemons. You pack the capital with lemon lobbyists. You get a Kardashian to suck a lemon wedge in a leaked sex tape. Timothy Chalamet wears lemon shoes at Cannes. Get a hashtag campaign. Something isn't cool or tight or awesome. No, it's lemon. Did you see that movie? Did you go to that concert? It was effing lemon. Billie Eilish, OMG, hashtag lemon. You get Dr. Oz to recommend 4 lemons a day and a lemon suppository supplement to get rid of toxins, because there's nothing scarier than toxins. Then you patent the seeds. You write a line of genetic code that makes lemons look just a little more like tits, and you get a gene patent for the tit lemon DNA sequence. You cross-pollinate. You get those seeds circulating in the wild, and then you sue the farmers for copyright infringement when that genetic code shows up on their land. Sit back, rake in the millions, and then, when you're done, and you've sold your lempire for a few $1 billion, then, and only then, you make some lemonade.
Holy shit. That and Camille's whole spiel about how to get public sympathy are on the same level. That is insane. I mean, because he basically told the story of, you know, diamonds for a lot of it. Because I've always thought that too. If diamonds are so freaking rare, why are they freaking everywhere? They're everywhere. You can't go anywhere without seeing a diamond. But no, they're so rare. They're so beautiful. They're so rare. Everyone has a freaking diamond. My birthstone is diamond. And I have hated diamonds because when I was a kid, birthstones were all the rage. People loved putting their birthstones in jewelry. Oh my gosh, I got a necklace. It has my birthstone in it. My ring has a birthstone in it. My birthstone was diamond. It's not special. It's not opal. It's not amethyst, emerald. It's not any of that. It's the most present fucking gem there is. Why it's so expensive, I have no fucking idea because they're everywhere. I was with my mother once at a JCPenney. She was looking at, I think, a watch, and I was walking around, and they had a display, some thing with birthstones, and they had January, they had February, March, May, June, July, and I was like, where's April? Why is April not here? And I looked up, and I looked at all the other cases that all had diamonds, and I said, there's April. They didn't even put April in the list of birthstone display case things. Why bother? It's everywhere you look. And I hated that as a kid. I hate diamonds to this day because of that. I wanted something cool. I wanted something special. I wanted something me. And I got diamonds. Anyway, that was me, but I have thought that before too. Like, if diamonds are so rare, then why are they everywhere? I mean, you can't go anywhere without seeing a diamond, without seeing 5 diamonds. Probably see 10 diamonds a day on engagement rings alone. Anyway, that's my spiel.
Perry had some interesting drugs in his system. In fact, his autopsy toxicology report said he had Monty in his system.
Monty
Didn't bother
again.
to make lemonade out of that one, did you?
What the f is Monty?
It's a street-engineered derivative of Ligadone, your drug, in his system when he died.
Well, this is what I'm saying. This happens all the time. Amateur chemists take a run at a quality, FDA-approved drug. They modify it. There's been dozens. Angel tears, downsit. Now, Monty, I suppose my attorney, Arthur Pym, is protective. And he's very, very good. As you know, he obliterated your case.
What?
What is it?
What was wrong with her face? Did you see her face?
I think I need another. What say you, Augie?
I'm good.
No, Ligadone, I'll be honest. There are days when I wish I had never stumbled on that little pill. I was a bit naive. Truth be told, you can't help it when you're young. You assume a lot. Like you assume the chemist isn't lying about the addictive properties. You assume your company will act ethically with your pitch. You assume...
Oh my God. Oh. Holy shit. Wow, okay. Whew.
And it wasn't mine. I'm just as much a victim of it as anybody else. I'm a middleman, but it's not my drug. It was never my drug.
This is my drug.
Oh, wait, we can't
No. I found the chemist. I walked this in here and you passed. Now what's this bullshit about Fortunato buying Landor Pharma? That was my pitch.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you have an exclusive agreement with Landor Pharma?
No, but me and Metzer, we papered a deal.
Yeah, well, he developed Ligadone at Landor. They own it. Metzer doesn't own anything. He wasn't at liberty to make that deal.
What did you think was going to happen? I'm curious. You gonna walk in here, talk a little, and then we would, what, partner up? You go from mailroom to the boardroom, and I turn to you and say, hey, G-Rod, what do we do next? You can't do anything because you don't have any juice.
Somebody married this asshole?
Okay, look. You have, for the moment, my gratitude. And that can be an asset.
Hell, that can even have a value. You see, because I'm writing you a check right now in the amount of $500. Now, I don't have to do this, okay? I don't pay finder's fees for ideas.
Okay, so after looking it up, it looks like $500 is the equivalent of about $2,000 today, which in today's world would get you bupkis. That maybe would cover 1 month's mortgage. That barely covers my 1 month's rent. So he's making it sound like it's some big deal, but I mean, back then, you know, bread was like 5 cents. So, you know, $2,000 back then probably would have gotten a lot more than $2,000 gets now. So
Gratitude's worth a little more than you thought, isn't it, Rod? And now you're thinking, is he grateful enough to want to promote me? And the answer is yes. Because that guy with the good ideas, I'm gonna want a shorter elevator ride between me, those ideas, and that guy. Better to have him on the 4th floor than sub 2, maybe the 10th floor. It's a shorter ride to hear those great ideas. Maybe down the line, I'm gonna want him up here. Down the hall from me. Hell, I might even want him right next door to me. You see in the big picture here? Do you get me, Roderick?
What'd you get?
15% pay raise. I'm on 4 now, and $500 on top.
$500 right now. It is huge for us.
Yeah.
Is this a good thing, Roddy?
Remember when we first got placed with the Muldoons? They were first fosters after Mom died. Awful people. Had 5 foster kids, 5 support checks coming in. They were making money off the gig. Roderick was defiant. Called them out, raised holy hell, came right at them. Charged. What did it get you?
Locked in the closet, mostly.
Right. I went a different way.
You kissed ass.
I made myself their favorite of all of the kids. And pretty soon, she didn't even cover that ledger when I came into the room. Then what happened?
Social services.
Broke it all up. Right when I decided it was time.
Wow.
She didn't even know it was me until they had her in cuffs. Rufus Griswold is just Mrs. Muldoon in a nice suit. You charge him, you're in the closet, and he will brick you in there too. And the more you fight, the more bricks he'll add, until you're in your own tiny little tomb.
Is that a Cask of Amontillado reference? Bricking someone into their own tomb?
You get beside him, you make him want to hand you that trowel. Show you how it works. Then you stab him with it.
Wow. Wow, he looks like shit. What is that? What is that?
Ugh.
Does he not feel the wetness on his face? What did he do? What did he do? What did he do? What did he do? Is it the cat? Is it the cat? How much do I have to brace myself right now? Is it the cat? Is it the cat? It's a f***ing cat, isn't it? I'm gonna cry. Oh my god, I'm gonna cry. Oh god, oh god. Please, please, please. I don't even want to look. I don't even want to look. Oh god. I don't want to. my god, oh my god, okay, I can't. Oh, okay. Okay, oh my god, okay. Okay. I'm just glad that they made it look really fake, or at least that's the way my mind saw it. It looked really fake. I'd have to remember that it didn't happen. It didn't actually happen. It didn't happen in real life. I am very, 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 very protective of Casper. You know, black cats are not just the last ones to be adopted from a shelter. They're not just seen as bad luck. People will go out of their way to harm black cats. I can't even put my mind to it. So like anytime I have to have somebody watch him, I do everything I can to vet them as much as possible. Generally, I will only hire people to watch him who already own a black cat. I have somebody watching him sometimes when I have to be away, and I have cameras. Even though I trust her, I have cameras. Because it's not that I don't trust her, I just don't trust people around my black cat. And I am so protective of him for that, because of that. I was thinking I didn't have to mentally prepare for that until the next episode. All right, well, we're gonna move on.
I've identified every person in the footage except her. The waitstaff all say the same thing. They didn't see her face. Red cloak, killer body, that's it. They feel like maybe she said something, but they can't remember what. Just felt they needed to get out.
I don't like it. I mean, who does this? What's the point? See if anybody made any big deposits, bought fancy shoes, anything at all in the past few weeks. Maybe you're right, Roddy. Maybe it was just a horrible accident. But you keep one foot in both possibilities, Arthur.
You got it.
Hey, I made you eggs. That's amazing. I'm shocked you're on your feet. I half thought you wouldn't be conscious again till tomorrow.
Actually, I don't remember. How was it, actually? What was I like?
You were gone.
Yeah, but anything out of the ordinary, anything...
Not saying that.
I cannot remember a thing after Camille left.
Nothing jumps out at you. Hey, where's Pluto?
I don't know.
I put a food bowl out, see?
I put it out as soon as I woke up, and I haven't heard.
Did we let her out by mistake?
Again.
Again, huh?
She always comes back.
So, listen, the doctor and I, we reviewed your file, and, well, I recall you talking about your irregular heartbeat. But we're about to start trials on a very, very exciting new treatment, a new device, that I think that you would just make a wonderful candidate for. Oh, that is, if you're interested.
You're late. And I'm hoping you got that hookup on Vic, but we can talk about it after because I've had a shit day and I really just want to starfish and forget the world.
Well, damn.
It's okay, you got this.
With all respect, that part of this is not happening anymore.
Oh, I've got to hear this. Oh my God. You f***ing children. You're in love.
Yeah.
Oh God, my f***ing day. Okay, so you both signed NDAs, which are, I mean, they're phenomenal. You should just read them again. And you both also, you'll recall, signed consent forms. So.
That's the thing. We thought that was weird at the time, too.
You thought that was weird. I think it's really convenient that you two were excited when you signed your NDAs and your consent forms and that you two fell in love. Tina, 1 month after I finished paying off your student debt, Tina.
My name isn't Tina. You know that my name is Beth.
I don't give a shit, Beth. Damn it, Toby and Tina makes me laugh. So at work, you're Tina. Fine. Okay, you're in love. You're in love.
That's an interesting detail. It's an interesting detail. not that it's any big thing, but she doesn't shave her underarms. I would think that someone who is as poised as wanting to look as perfect as possible is somebody who would like rigorously shave her legs, under her arms, you know, get rid of any unwanted hair. But that's interesting. So I'm wondering what that's supposed to imply or show of her character, that she doesn't shave under her arms.
I'm just gonna Venmo you your severance.
Well, we're not quitting. We just needed you to know.
No, you're not quitting. You're fired because you're all but useless to me now.
What did they think was going to happen? Of course they're fired. Like, that was the first thing I thought of. Like, you're basically submitting your resignation. Like, did you think she was just going to be cool with it? And also, that's such horrible timing. 1 month after her student debt is paid off, now they're saying, you know what, we're going to dip. Are you kidding? I mean, to be fair, she's right. This was grossly inappropriate. Grossly inappropriate. But in this crazy world, that is really awful timing. And they are super naive that they thought that she would continue to let them work for her.
You're gonna look back at this moment, realize what a stupid decision you both just made.
Is she wearing a built sweater? Interesting how she's so infatuated with that. I wonder what that's supposed to mean.
You're late. Oh, where's Lauren? No, she's under the weather, and she didn't want to spread it around. But don't worry. We work together all the time. She filled me in on everything, so I understand the gig. I'm Candy.
You're Candy.
Candy.
Darling, I'm whoever you want. It smells terrific. I almost texted to ask if you'd do your chicken piccata. It's like you knew. I just love you.
Wow.
Yeah, well, I knew you had a bad day.
Today was something else. And I don't know how to talk about it. I don't know how to feel. So you know what? Let's not talk about Perry or the family or anything else. How was your day, Bill?
My day?
Did you see his face? Nobody ever asks him that. How was your day? He's always the one asking these women, how was your day? Yes, this is all about Tammy's gratification. His gratification has never meant anything, which is awful. It's always been so one-sided. And so now somebody's giving him some attention. Somebody's asking how he feels, how he's doing. He feels seen and heard. I feel so bad for him. He seems like a great guy.
We finished 2 new videos, 2 new episodes, and honest to God, I think we finally found our music supervisor. And it is making all the difference.
Wow, and she
I
really
think it's gonna be
likes
great
it.
for Goldbug, actually. I have some ideas about the launch, if you want to hear them.
Tell me all about it, love.
I'm surprised the doors are open.
This is a restricted area.
Yes, I know. You must be new.
Shouldn't be here.
Roderick Usher is my father.
I understand. Shouldn't be here, though.
Listen, security guard person, I don't know if you've read the news, but it's been a very difficult week for the Usher family, and we're doing an article on my sister's work. You know my sister, Victorine Lafourcade.
I know Miss Lafourcade.
And you work the night shift, which means that you know what she does to those poor animals in there. And also, she greases your palm as she walks by with her drippy Birkin bag full of monkey bits. And so unless you'd like me to audit your deposits and hold it up against your predictably humble salary, you're gonna do the smart thing and go back to your crossword puzzle, or else I'll have you fired and sued. What's a 6-letter word for?
Ooh.
But you shouldn't be here. And you don't have to be here. That's all I was saying.
Open the door.
Wow. She tried to warn Perry, too. She said there's still time to stop it. And now she's saying, you shouldn't be here. I wonder what that's about. Like, why she gives everybody a second chance or a chance to rethink their actions and walk away. Why does she have a key card?
Big.
Yeah, I don't think the monkeys are gonna like that very much. They don't like that. I don't like the chains with the, what do you call them? Braces on the end. Oh shit. Oh, okay. Woo!
Big, you are so...
Why do you hate her?
You know, it was the Greeks who started it. 4th century BCE. First experiments on animals. At least documented. Pigs and goats. Your dad is a force of nature, isn't he?
I'm gonna need you to tell me who the you think you are.
Why do you hate her?
Wait a minute. I just saw
Your
her name
dad
tag.
is a force of nature, isn't he?
It does. Oh my God. Okay. I mentioned at the beginning that a banker who dropped off the coins to the Camille and her mom's apartment, he was their first suspect because he dropped off these coins. They thought maybe he was the last people to see them alive. His name was Laban. Adolf Laban, I think. They do so many tiny little Easter eggs too, and I'm sure I've missed 100 more.
Why do you hate her? I mean, on paper, you should be allies, the bastard daughters of Roderick Usher. What an alliance you could have made.
Okay, whoever you are so f***ing fired.
And you could, too. You picked the worst job to hide your true nature. You clean up dirt for a living. Victorine, on the other hand, she picked better.
The way she is
She's Mother Teresa, as far as they know. Inside, though, you two are the most alike. You hate her because she hid it better.
Right. You know, she lies. And she pumps us full of adrenaline to make it look like it works. You still didn't need to come here, though. It could have happened quiet, peaceful.
It could have happened.
But I guess it's gotta happen like this. I'm sorry. It's not personal. Wasn't with your brother either. It's just, well.
It's just what?
Here we are.
Oh.
I got mine.
Bro! Dude, her. Oh my God. Okay, no, hold on. A couple more minutes left here.
That's weird. Where's Phil?
Phil, huh? Oh God. What are we gonna walk in on?
Oh my God.
Oh. Oh God. Oh. okay. That last shot, he kind of looked like Caesar to me. Like, that's the first thing that came to my mind, was that he looks like Caesar from Planet of the Apes. Holy shit. Once again, I feel like I say that at the end of every episode now. Holy shit. First of all, I want to mention Carla, I never know how to say her last name, but I think this is her, right? Carla Gugino. I knew she was a good actor, but that was some impressive acting. Not just those final couple of minutes with like her making the monkey sounds and everything, but the way she was like walking when she was on top of the table, she looked like a chimp. That all was, and even like her hand when it was up and that was very chimp-like. It was, so good. Such incredible acting. But she's really putting herself in the, like, we're starting to kind of see all of the other stories slowly start to happen as well. Like, damn Pluto, the damn cat. We already saw Victorine finding her perfect human subject to do a human trial on. Like, we're seeing like all of the other stories slowly start to progress as well, even though we're not in their stories yet. Now, I did make a couple of notes, not too many, but the thing with Tamerlane, I'm trying to figure out what that whole situation is. It almost seems like she herself is just so far removed from almost any kind of emotion, any kind of connection, any kind of anything, but she still wants a connection in a way. She still wants it, but she also doesn't want to be vulnerable. She wants it, but she doesn't want to be vulnerable enough. She has somebody else do it for her, and she's able to experience that connection through these women that she's hiring. That's what I'm thinking. I'm wondering if there's like a term for that. I know there's like a term by proxy, but by proxy generally comes with another term. Not always, but sometimes. If there is, let me know. I'd be very interested. I love that psychology kind of stuff. And Bill, before he seemed so detached the last time we saw a woman with them, he was so detached. You could tell he really wasn't interested. He really didn't want to do this. This wasn't something he wanted. But this time, he was super engaged. He was being asked, how was your day? And you could tell he really likes it. He really liked that attention. And apparently so did Tamerlane. She really liked that. Yeah, the cat, I kind of mentioned already. I don't really want to talk too much about that because I know I really wasn't thinking I was going to have to mentally prepare until the next episode. I knew I was going to have to mentally prepare when we got to the Black Cat episode. I did not think I was going to have to prepare for that already, so I was not prepared. I'm definitely going to be hugging Casper a lot today. Also, the name Morella. I think they kept calling her Maury, and I really was not sure what her real name was. And I'm sure they must have said it before, and I just missed it. There is a short story called Morella. It took me a second to remember, but I do remember. And I can't remember if it's told in her point of view or if it's told in somebody else's point of view, but she is a woman who dies in childbirth. Her husband kind of ignores his daughter until I want to say it's her baptism, maybe. But she's a little older. During the baptism, or whatever ritual it was, the daughter says something like she looks to her father and says, like, I'm here. And implying that her mother's spirit is now inhabiting her. So, like, she is her mother. And ever since then, her father becomes obsessed with her. Maybe even infatuated with her. It's a very strange feeling story. I don't think it goes beyond that. I think it just sort of implies that there's going to be a very strange relationship. Now, I don't really know how to discuss that more because I can't remember if there's like incestuous like reference or insinuation there or what the deal is exactly, but it's very strange that the mother like inhabits the daughter and now the father is obsessed with his daughter because I don't know. It definitely gives a very strange feeling. Well, this is certainly getting more and more interesting. I'm still trying to understand what Verna's role is in all of this. When Roderick saw her picture, even with the mask on, he looked like for a second, like maybe he recognized her. Which is weird because she was wearing a mask. But you know, sometimes there are some people who you can recognize even with a mask. You can recognize them no matter what. It's like their mannerisms, the shape of, you know, their shoulders, shape of their face, shape of something, or even the exact color and style of their hair. There are some people who you can tell exactly who they are no matter what, no matter the obstacle. And I feel like he was having a moment like that where he kind of recognized her, but it was like a shocked, like there's no possible way. Like there was this look of like, this can't possibly be. When he and his sister were younger and they were at the bar, they saw her as a bartender, but did he recognize that it was the bartender under the mask? I want to know. Okay, so I think I'm just going to have to watch more, obviously, to get more information on this. So thank you all so much for watching. I am having so much fun with this. I love being able to pick out little things here. And like I've said before, I'm sure I've missed a bunch. Let me know if I did miss anything. Let me know if I picked up on things that maybe you hadn't seen before. I would really like to know all of that as well. Please comment. I would love to discuss more of this later. And I will see you all next time.